Yo, what up everybody? ETA on the EUC. It is currently Wednesday, March 20th, 4:35 in the morning. So I recently posted on one of my shorts that I got my Kingston 16X back up, my electric unicycle, one of them. Brief recap, I had 3 electric unicycles. Basically all 3 of them were having issues. Technically I could have rode the Sherman Max, but I don't know. Whole story, guys. My last video talks about it. You can see it here if you want to. Someone was kind enough to send me out a motherboard, which works. And yeah, so everything's good. I did a couple shifts on it. I charged it. I ran the diagnostics on it. Everything's good. The reason I'm not riding it tonight or this morning is because there's a slight chance of rain. And even if it's a 10% chance of rain with like the littlest amount, I'm just not doing it anymore after this experience. Because what took down my last 3 electric unicycles was light mist rain. Crazy. And I've been in heavier rain than that. So I don't know what the fuck happened that night, but it was just not a good night. My first week I was on this thing, especially the first day or 2, I was like, there's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to do, 8+ hours on this thing every day. But thankfully, Manhattan's not that steep. There's only a few places here that have hills. But after 3 weeks of riding this, the bike went down. And so I had all my electric unicycles down, I had my bike down, and I was out of all vehicles again for the second time. This bike, it put me down for like 4 days because I didn't have a backup. So it's nice to have the 16X up and to have a bike where I can ride in bad weather, like today if it's gonna rain. So anyway, let's wait for this order. Things, but this is going all the way past, it's like going all the way up to the Bronx, dude. Like I try not to climb things lately, but it's a little too far. I'm here in New York City. They recently started doing like this $18 per hour plus this additional pay at the end of the week type thing like Uber has been doing. And they recently started doing this like a week ago. And ever since they've done that, I haven't been able to schedule myself like at all. And I had like very high stats. So I'm pretty sure everyone else is probably experiencing this as well in New York City. Let me know your experiences with this, because I can't schedule myself anywhere in Manhattan. The only way I can work is if I wait and see if this Dash Now pops up. That's the only way. And usually it pops up when it gets busier. So I think they're probably doing this on purpose because, like I said, my stats are pretty high. So shop and pay, 5 items, CVS. I'll tell you what, man, I got a new level of respect for anyone that does like electrical engineering or does anything with batteries or just mechanical engineering in general. My hat's off to you guys. That shit, especially electrical engineering, like, I'll tell you what, that shit terrifies me, dude. Like, this is just me talking about electric unicycles. I couldn't imagine trying to fix power lines or something. Oh my God, so dangerous. And those guys aren't even electrical engineers. I don't know who the hell does that shit.
Welcome. If you have your extra care card, please scan it now. Please wait. System processing.
After this, Starbucks, 7:44, 25 minutes. My least favorite deliveries are coffee, especially Starbucks, because coffee spills. Yes, it does. See, the way I locked it up right there, if it was to fall over, it's going to fall over on the derailleur, which is going to break the derailleur hanger. So dumb me trying to do the same thing I did last time. Let's see. Hello. I have a food, a delivery. It just says leave at building reception.
Yeah, leave at the reception.
Okay, no problem. What the hell? Let's see. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Let's take a picture of it real quick. Have a good one. Uber needs to take off that pop-up thing. For y'all that do food delivery, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's like when you get to a spot, Uber sends you like a pop-up message it's supposed to be like a way to conveniently type something or whatever. It'll be like, I am here, I have arrived, I have whatever. You'll be texting or something and it pops up and it just erases all your texts. So like, let's say, because sometimes you got to write like a detailed message like, I've arrived, your instructions told me to meet you at door, but you're not at door, I knocked twice, blah, 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 couldn't reach you, so I blah, blah, blah. And then right at the end, right before you hit send, that fucking message pops up and it takes away your whole message. Don't you guys hate that? Uber, take that off. And like in that instance, I took a picture of the freaking, the item and I was about to submit it, and right after I took the picture about to submit, that freaking thing popped up again and it erased the freaking picture. So I said screw it, I'm not going to turn around and take a picture of the damn item again. So I just sent her a message, you know, hey, your item's been delivered. And also she put in the notes to like get her tampons. She didn't put it in the shopping thing, which sucks because on Uber you don't really see the notes until right before you drop off the order for some reason. I don't know. Damn, I gotta go way down here to pick up a Starbucks drink. It's like 11 minutes to the south. And the way they have to pay you and the way they make their decisions for this additional pay, these apps like week per week, it is so hard to like calculate what you're gonna get. So basically the way I do it instead, because I used to like count everything. I would know my dollar per hour, I would know all that shit. But now basically I know within a certain amount of trips, like let's say I do like 40 trips a week or something like that or whatever. I know that I'll get like $70 to $80 for 40 trips for additional pay on top of my dollar per hour. If I do like 70 to 80 or something, I don't know, something like that, I'll get like $100. So I kind of look at that. I kind of look at like how many trips I do a week to know what I'm going to get in additional pay. And it gets even more complicated than that. Like I think the apps, like depending on your tier, platinum, diamond, whatever the fuck they are, I don't even know, they decide, I don't know, maybe to give you more or something. I don't know. It's super complicated. Like usually I would go through all the shit and try to figure it out, but this stuff's complicated, bro. Like it depends on the market. I guess it depends on your tier. It depends how many trips you do. And week to week, the market could be different. And they can even change up how they pay you. They have like 3 different options they can do under this law. Of course, they're going to do the one that they pay the least amount, which happens to be like the $18 an hour plus additional pay per week. DoorDash was doing the $30 an hour there for a while, and I told you guys in my podcast before they switched over to the $18, I was like, dude, there's no way in hell that DoorDash of all companies is going to like stay with the $30 an hour when everyone else is doing $18 an hour. In a way, it kind of evens out in a way, because of $30 an hour, you don't get like the additional pay at the end of the week. You just get like the flat $30 an hour, which is still really good though. But if they choose under this NYC law, if they choose like the $18 an hour, then they have to pay additional pay. And then they twist it like, oh, you get rewards, like be a good driver, you get these rewards. No, they have to do these quote unquote rewards by law. Like, shut up. I don't know. I just love how they twist it, you know? They make it seem like they're doing a good thing when they're just forced to by law. Running into like rude customers. Like the other day, I was getting some kind of like an Asian dish. It had like soup or something. And like she texted me before I got to the pickup, the customer, and she's like, get a ramen spoon or something. Make sure it's a ramen spoon. And like I saw the message, but I was like, you know, in traffic and shit, and like didn't really have time to text her back, and she hit me back with a question mark. I'm like, okay, just say that like I read the message. And she's like, make sure to get, and she kept like texting me. I'm like, damn, this chick's annoying. And so I asked the dude, I was like, that was giving me the item. I asked the restaurant, I said, hey, you know, she wants a ramen spoon. She seems pretty adamant about it. And he's like, it's only for indoor use. And he gave me a plastic spoon. I'm like, okay. So I texted the lady back. I say, yeah, they only got plastic spoons. She's like, no. Capital letters, no, I want a ramen spoon. Talk to them again. I'm like, what? Like, and I told her, I said, I asked, and he gave me a plastic spoon, and it said it's only for indoor use only. And then I tried to call her so he can tell her personally. She didn't pick up the phone. And I'm like, hey, I tried to call her. She's like, oh, I didn't hear it. Yeah, right. Then I proceeded to cancel the order because I'm not dealing with that shit. I would deal with it if the pay was good, but pay wasn't good in that instance. I'll order sometimes is because sometimes it can get really complicated, especially when the customer doesn't even realize that they have to give you an ID. And on top of that, especially when it's a girl, a lot of times the girls are just like terrified that you're gonna like, I don't know, take their ID and like steal their information and like creep on them or something. Like that has to be, that's the only reason I can think of, because a lot of times they really try hard not to give you their information. I'm like standing there like, look, I have to do this by law. You have an alcohol order, I have to confirm your ID. Like, first of all, I already know where you live, I know your name. Like what do you think I'm gonna do? Like, I don't know, it's just annoying. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. You can judge people by how they look, and like this chick, you know, she had like the filler lips, blonde, you know. Like, she lived on like the top of like a penthouse, and I just knew like high chances are she's gonna be a fucking handful. They usually are, and I hate to say that, but it's true. And I went there, and like she didn't have her ID. I'm like, look, I gotta do this, you know, I gotta take the alcohol back. I'm like, look, if you have someone in there of age with the ID, I can scan theirs. She went to ask her friend refused me to give me her ID. I'm like, yo, I told her, I was like, I don't even have to look at the ID, I just need to scan the back. I'm not gonna creep on your information. Like, it was just a pain in the ass. Finally, I don't know what the hell I did, but somehow I skipped the information part and it just went to the signature, which that makes you go in order. First, you have to get their information, you have to scan it, and then you got to have them sign. I don't know, somehow it just went right to the signature. I don't know. But I was standing there, I had to like, there was no signal up there, so I had to get like her Wi-Fi and shit. And so now it looked like I'm definitely creeping on the shit. That's like the main reason I hate doing alcohol orders, especially with girls, dude. They think you're gonna like kill them every time. It's hilarious. Well, it's not hilarious. There is weirdos out there, but I know I'm not the only one that fucking bothers the shit out of me. It just bothers me, bro. When I'm out here by myself, it's like, if I'm in a hood, like if I'm somewhere in the hood, I gotta kind of be on my toes a little bit, you never know. And the other time is if it's like a weekend and it's like a pack of drunk dudes. Because drunk dudes, they just want to fuck with shit, you know? And since they're in a pack, they doubly want to fuck with shit. And if you're by yourself, they want to fuck with you, so. That's the only time. Other than that, Manhattan's pretty safe. Now, I don't know about the Bronx. I know I got a lot of people watching that live in the Bronx, but I don't know. I don't go up there. Hi. Cool, thank you. All right, let's see how close this fucking drop off is. I'm currently in Financial District, which is like at the end of the island, and we gotta go to Lower East Side. I'm not getting anything on it. See. Let me see what happened. Oh, I just went off the thing. Hold on. The thing just popped out. This thing right here, the message I was talking about, this thing pops up. See, pick a message and send to the customer. It's like, dude, you don't have to do that. I'm not stupid. I know what to do. Because when that happens, you're texting something and that little pop-up happens and it erases everything. I would love to have an option to take that off, dude. Oh, large dog inside apartment, great.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you.
It says, large dog inside apartment. I literally read that right before the elevator opened. It's one of these elevators that open up into the apartment. Good to know. But that might be the case, but I bet you they probably put that on there to say like you don't walk in and like rob them or something. It's like everywhere I go, it's like I feel like I'm a fucking threat, you know? But like, you can't really blame them either. You don't know what kind of fucking weirdos coming up there. Even though all the people that are signed on to use these apps, they go through a background check. They should, that I remember. They have to, they usually do. Anyway.